Welcome back to Coach's Corner. As promised, we're talking Pohai softball. Head coach Daniel Wood. And Daniel, this is interesting because we just started school.
Yep.
The Pohai softball team, 13 games into the season already. It started early. And, you've got 13-game Perry tournament was just last weekend. You have Sapulpa and Jenks coming up this week. Now, as you're watching this edition of Coach's Corner, the Sapulpa game may have already been played or it may be in progress. But Jenks on Thursday, the 27th, here at home. You can get out there and support the Lady Cat softball team. Right there behind West, that's the Pohai softball complex. Daniel Wood, thank you for being with us on Coach's Corner.
I appreciate you having me.
13 games into the season already, and the Pohai softball team, you've got some strong senior leadership on this team, helping the young ones as they come up in the program. If we could start right off the top, just giving some shout outs to some of your team leaders.
Yeah, Libby Clark is a returning pitcher that we had last year. She's done a great job so far this year. She came in extremely motivated, worked really hard throughout the off season. She does a good job with, she throws strikes. She keeps us in the game. She's just an out thrower. She's not going to come in and just overpower you. But we talk about a kid she's a pitcher. She's gonna do everything right and mechanically sound, and she's done a great job so far for us. And it's one of those things where we're pretty young, and we showed our youth sometimes, and I think those girls are really fighting to get her some more wins. So I think that's kind of putting a good defense behind her is a pretty big thing for some of those younger girls right now, and giving her a little bit more support.
Fantastic. Who else as far as senior leaders?
Right now, Tori Freeman has been playing some first base for us, and the good thing about Tori is whatever numbers she brings to the table aren't really what's going to be the most important thing for her. She's going to bring a vocal leadership to the team. When she talks, people are going to listen. She knows the game really well. She's always in the right spot. She turns out really good at bats, and she's extremely unselfish at the plate. If we need to sacrifice bunt or hit and run, or if we just need to move a kid, she's always willing to do it, and she usually gets the job done.
Fantastic. Perry tournament last weekend. Yeah. Talk about that, if you will. What kind of experience was that for the Lady Cat softball team?
I'll tell you, we didn't start out great. The first day we struggled a little bit. It was one of those days where I'm surprised Libby made it through without getting on some people. Like I said, we showed our youth sometimes. We had some people playing out of position. Just because sometimes that's what you end up having to do. And when that happens, sometimes the ball finds you, and it found them. And, we made some errors and, kind of dug ourselves into a hole early in each of the games we played on Thursday, and just never could really get out of it. Now I think the next day, Friday, we come back and we had a much better day. We played a pretty decent Woodward team, and we were actually down 3-0 in the bottom of the 7th, and ended up scoring 4 to win it. Alex Zimmershed, a freshman who struggled at the plate a little bit, she came through with a big double, drove in Tori Freeman. It's probably the hardest Tori's ever ran in her life. So we scored the winning run right there, and picked up a win against Woodward, and ran into a good Chickasha team that next day or the next game. Then we get Edmond Memorial, who's the defending 6A state champions, and they're the defending state champs for a reason. They probably the best hitting team we've played.
Right. Well, 13 games in, your team is getting a lot of experience. September's going to be a long month. and the season doesn't end until October. A lot of big games on the horizon. Sapulpa, of course, on Tuesday, the 25th. Now, as you're watching this, we're actually taping this television show via Zoom on Monday, the 24th. So you may be watching this after that Sapulpa game. Sapulpa, big game. Just briefly, before we talk about Jenks on Thursday, talk to us about Sapulpa, if you will. What do you know about this team, and what do you expect to see?
I think it's two district games, two big district games, which we picked up two district wins against Muskogee last Saturday. So these are two that we got to have. Sapulpa is a team that is extremely beatable. They graduated their best pitcher last year, best pitcher, best hitter. So I think they're in a bit of a rebuilding this year as well. So it's an opportunity that if we go out and we just execute, take care of the little things and just play our tempo softball, I think we should come out with two victories fairly easy.
Yeah. Jenks on Thursday, the 27th. What time should folks get out there to the Lady Cat softball field?
The game on Thursday starts at 6 o'clock. A little later start time with Jenks coming over from Tulsa. I think they get out of school a little later. That's a big game for us too. 3 district games back to back like that. We've dropped one game to Jenks already, and it was a situation where kind of doing too much at the plate, trying to get too much out of ourselves. We're kind of dialing that back a little bit to where we're getting back to kind of right approaches at the plate, which you find that sometimes when you have younger girls. And I think Jenks is a team that we can probably surprise and get one from them. So, we win 3 in a row. If we can win 3 in a row, 2 Sapulpa, 1 Jenks, that builds quite a bit of momentum going into September.
When you have a chance to play them again, for your team, that's got to be a big benefit. Of course, they're getting the same benefit of having played your team. But how do you coach your girls to really tune in and remember certain elements of a team's style of playing, or specific athletes on their team? Tell us a little bit about that. I mean, this is it goes beyond just having a coaching scouting report or a video or something. You played them, so you get to play them again. And how do you coach your girls to learn from the previous experience and then bring it into this game?
A lot of it's just talking about what their pitcher did to us. I'm a firm believer that if we can get off the ground running pretty early offensively, that carries over into the defense. Luckily we have spray charts and pitching charts for everything that they did offensively, so we can talk about kind of schemes that we'll do defensively when and shifting things like that. A lot of it is, how are we going to approach this pitcher? What did she throw when she's ahead in the count? When is she throwing her changeup? What is she throwing first pitch? That way we kind of go in and we can kind of turn up our aggression at the plate and hunt the pitches that we really want to drive. Because I think Jenks is a team that if we go out and we can match that intensity offensively, a lot of times the defenses will just make routine plays and play catch, and we're in a good spot.
Yeah. September, a big month coming up. It is really the final stretch of the season as you head into the end of the season coming in October. So, looking ahead, we don't have to get too specific, but what is on the calendar for September that you're really excited about?
We've got a tournament in Bethany, which the second week of September, and that's always a good tournament. It's a chance for us to go out and kind of compete for something, and see some pretty good teams from the West that we don't normally see. We'll finish up our district schedule in September. I think one of our last games is Shawnee, which will be a tough game. And then also we have the Chickasha tournament, there's a lot of really, really good schools that are going to go to that. So There's two really good opportunities to kind of tune up right before regionals. We see some really good pitching before we go to regionals. Just get them ready, with those two tournaments.
Well, this season, unlike any season before it in the history of Pohai softball, there are challenges that are in place, obviously, with COVID-19 and getting back to school and keeping everyone safe. Earlier in this episode, we talked to the head volleyball coach, Jenny Hinterreiter, about the challenges that her team deals with. As far as softball goes, I'm guessing it's similar. The great thing for fans, you're outside, you're able to socially distance in whatever way you feel most comfortable. As far as you as a head coach and helping keep your team safe, I'm sure you do have some precautions and things that you're required and you're doing and taking the initiative to do to help protect your athletes. What are some of those challenges that no one's ever had to deal with before now?
A lot of it's just reminding them, like, hey, put your mask on, get your mask on, because they're teenage girls, and heck, as a grown man, I've got to remind myself sometimes.
Right.
Which we bought them neck gaiters, so they've had those since we started practice in July. So anytime we're around each other, everyone pulls them up and we talk, or when I have a girl on third, I pull mine up and go talk to her and then get away. We sanitize everything as much as we can whenever something's been used or touched. We went through more game balls than we have in the past, because most of the times the team will supply their own game balls and they just take the ball off the field with them. So it's really just about being safe and making sure everything gets sanitized constantly. So.
Yeah, a lot of things you wouldn't even really think of.
Exactly.
I didn't think about the game balls, using more game balls. My goodness gracious! But yeah, so the neck gaiters look great. By the way,
they do.
I'm sure it takes some getting used to, though.
It does. There's some there's a little bit of growing pains there.
Right.
It's especially they gave us all the same size. They fit the coaches just fine, but they're a little big on some of the girls. So.
Right.
Plus the neck tan lines.
Right, exactly. Well, they're getting to play softball,
exactly.
And that's fantastic, and that's a beautiful thing. 13 games into the season. At the end of this week, it'll be 15 games in, and the season rolls on. And throughout the season, we look forward to having Coach Daniel Wood back on this program talking about Pohai softball. Coach Wood, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for having me.
That's Coach Daniel Wood, the head coach of the Pohai Lady Cats softball team, and that is going to do it. Our thanks to Jenny Hinterreiter, the head coach of the Pohai volleyball team, and to Coach Wood. And until next time, thank you for watching. I'm Sean Anderson, your host of Coach's Corner on behalf of Ponca City Public Schools. We look forward to a full season of Coach's Corner right here